Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend. It is Tuesday morning. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening if you're watching internationally in a different time zone. I am just sending a Facebook post out to everybody to let them know that I am live on the Facebook page. Today we are coloring from Girls of the World coloring book by I have to use a Google Translator for this, so I think the name of the book is Girls of the World Coloring Book by Alan Jae-young. This is a Korean coloring book. I bought this many years ago, so I've had it in my collection for a while. So what I decided to do is, as you guys can see, I put a little page marker here because some people get mad when we call them what the actual product is named, so because it has some connotations. So this is the picture. We decided to color this girl of the world. So I'm going to color her as a brunette. I think they tell you what each girl is, so. They have a little girl on the other side of this, but I do like these Korean books. They're really nice and colorful. So I think what I want to do is color her a nice brown hair, and then we'll figure out what we'll color in the backgrounds. These are my Stripper Farben pencils. This is called Ginger Brown. These are my Stripper Farbens. This is from the 96 set. I do have a color chart on my Facebook group for these. If you go into the color charts, I've made charts for a lot of my pencils, not all of them, but these Stripper Farbens are very good pencils, but here's the thing. You can't hold them for very long because they're very thin. They're kind of like my Prismas in a way. Don't get me wrong, I love my Prismas. I don't know why, but I'm thinking orange and green and yellow for the colors of the outfit. I find that for some books, the coloring is different than for others. I'm thinking orange, green, yellow. I guess you guys can think of different colors. I almost thought of putting in the outline of the coloring book, but it's been a very busy week, actually. Sometimes when you color, you need to bring the paper closer to you. I don't bring out my strippers very often. Although these pencils have a tendency not to work on the more glossier books. Like they work fine in a Johanna Curdy book, something like this. But if I was to use this on like, let's say a glossier paper like my Color It books, they don't work as well. They don't even like the Color in Heaven books very much. I'm finding that they come out kind of clunky on some of the paper. I find that Prisma's worked on a lot of paper. Not every paper, but I really like this paper. The paper in these Korean books is really good quality. Now, some people will do the background first and then do the hair color. I was almost tempted to make a blonde girl, but the thing when you do with the yellows is like the yellows don't always come out very nicely for me. At least light hair does not work for me. It'll work in something like a grayscale picture. So I've read 100. Anybody read any good books? I have been reading. What did I just finish reading? Phantasma. I just finished reading Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. You're looking for like a really good apocalyptic vampire novel, or you like your vampires dark, and you don't really want to read like something like Twilight, I highly recommend the Jay Kristoff series. It was awesome. I'm reading the second book in that series, which I think it's a duology. Not sure if there's a third book or not. I'm not. Don't quote me. I don't know if it's a duology or not, but I really, really have been enjoying that. I'm 100 pages in that book. Yes, the book is really good, and the artwork is really outstanding in that. Tell you, I think it's one of the best things I've read in a really long time. I've also started reading Iron Flame, which is the second book in the Empyrean trilogy by Rebecca Yarros. I have to read that second book so I can then read the third book, which I have to pick up that book sometime this week. They're holding it for me because I put it on reservation. I enjoy coloring people. You know, I didn't start off being very good at skin. I also say this to people: practice skin tones. This is a good book if you want to have portraits and. I mean, yeah, some of the outfits are a little elaborate, but this is a good book if you want to have a book just of portraits and people. Yes, I know it's young women, but I don't see too many pictures of men. I know they're out there male coloring books, though. You don't want to make that yellow. Let's do yellow. But first, let's make this brown. So no, I really like colors that are just pop. So light color this is. Point two. And you see I'm doing her nails the same color. I'd like to try and color the nails in the color that makes sense. This is called lime. It's a really nice lime. I really like when I can do the colors like that. Hold on, let me just sharpen this up. I cleaned out the sharpener before we began. It's really pretty colors in this. Thinking maybe it's going to be green and orange, and then the outside of it will be yellow. This is the Prismacolor orange. You know what I'm thinking is I'm thinking green, orange, yellows. I really enjoy coloring people, faces, clothing. And sometimes, the color is just, the pencils need a little bit of sharpening. It's okay. I'm thinking yellow. Maybe like a reddish orange. I will say the Prismacolor orange is like one of my favorite oranges of all the oranges. Not that they're not good oranges in the other sets. Remember, we still got to do skin tone. I really like these colors because they're going to come out really pretty and nice. I know a lot of people don't tend to see my other books that aren't on the popular shelf, but it's okay. Yeah, no. A lot of these books are really nicely done. So, what I like about that Rebecca Yarros trilogy is that it's a really well written. The first book, Fourth Wing, was so big and massive, but I got through that book in a month and a half. I mean, yeah, it took me a month and a half just because the book is so big, but it reads, like when you're reading and it reads really fast. That's what happens with that book, I feel like. It just read really fast for me. When I look at this girl, I feel like it's a 19, I feel like I'm looking at something from the 1960s. I enjoy coloring portraits a lot. Sometimes the pages from the thing is, sometimes I put this there so this won't flip in the thing. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is yellow for this, and then maybe dark orange red, or maybe a dark green for this. I haven't decided yet. After we do the skin tone. I love colors like this. Yeah, I've also gotten into watching some PBS specials. Sometimes, I want to learn about a subject, and sometimes there'll be something on there that really interests me. So we go back to the line. Now we know this is going to be all yellow, just to give it some contrast. And then we still have the skin tone to do for the arm, the hair. My true performance are very different than my other colors. What's my Prisma color? So the colors just seem to, yes, they work. I believe in a two color or three color. I like seeing the colors just gel very well here. They're gelling very well. I like the colors. It just tends to, this is a Prismacolor orange, a yellow Schriftfarben. This is called Hot Sun. And the green that we are using is called Lime. This is how you could use technically two brands. I think then we're going to use a dark green. Next, after we're done with the thing, we're going to do some skin tones. I love skin tones because you can just do so many things with them. One of the things that I like to do also is I like to take books off my shelf that I typically would not do. I was almost tempted to do a Momo Girl picture. I think since technically I'm done with these two pencils, I'm going to put them back into my thing. I almost was tempted to do an Outlander pick for my Outlander Volume 2 book. I really like the colors in this. Yay! Hello to the one person in the stream. I always like coloring them. Even if I only color for an hour a day, I still consider that a victory. See, what I'm going to do with my Schrifters is I'm going to put them on over here because that's in the black marble case. See, but you see, you don't have to have the most expensive pencils to make a nice picture. So what I'm going to do now is put my orange back. Well, I might use up all this orange because during autumn, for the autumn and Halloween pictures, I used up a tremendous amount of. Oh, wait a minute, we still need to do the skin, so and I need to do some white. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this one, which is the white from the Now you guys know I always use white as a base color when I do my skin to make it a little bit lighter. Now some people say I should have done the background first, but that's neither here nor there. I still need the light peach from the Prismas. You see my light peach. I have several other ones, so don't worry about we run out of it. I still have I think a few replacements left for that. So yes, I use up my Prismas until I cannot use them anymore. So what I'm going to do is this is the light skin tone from the Black Widows. This is called Merc. Light blush. Candy. See, this is from the Monarch set. Technically, some people will not consider this a skin color, but I do. This is called Fudge. Also, I tell people, play with your skin tones. Play with them a lot because this is how you know what works and what doesn't work. I also say to people, use the swatch charts because the swatch your pencils out. It doesn't have to be a formal chart, but if you really like coloring, I highly recommend it. I just like doing that. Then we're going to put the light peach in as my blender. So I like to layer them up. Do a lot of Black Widow work. I use my Prismas last, well, especially the light peach. As you can tell, I really use up the light peach on my Prismas. Sometimes when I don't have proper skin tone on my markers, I'll use my light peach Prismacolor. Yes, this is a thing if you work with markers. Any Prismacolor will work with alcohol markers, I found. If the thing is really dry and you don't have refills for your markers, you do that. A long time ago, I had a Grazia Salvo book. And it worked extremely well. You guys can't really see it, but when I put the pencils into this thing, you see the face really works just tremendously well. You see how the colors all came together in the skin to make the skin tone look better. Hello to the two people in the stream. Come say hello. We don't bite here. We're very friendly here. See, I like the way that came out, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do a dark green and a nice yellow. So that's why I wanted my Black Widows to do some skin tone. You see, when you mix your Black Widows with your Prismacolors, they come out really nice. So now we just have the background to do. So now we just need to. So I'll tell you what color we're using from. Now we're using my Holbeins. This is Dandelion. So you see the colors, the way they work. I guess you have to. See, that's another one that's really nice. I'm supposed to do the one on the side too, but I don't. That's just, I guess at some point I'll start doing the pictures on the side, but no, I really don't want to do them. The thing with these Prismas is, the Holbeins is I don't even have to press that hard to get a lot of pigment. These are very pigmented. So they have a lot more. Just put that there for now. Keep it moving. So we have used Schiffer Farbens, Black Widows, Prismas. Now we're using Holbeins. I enjoy coloring these pictures. These pictures make me feel happy. So, I'm still reading Iron Flame, so I know people are probably going to be saying you need to hurry up, but I can't read any faster than I'm currently reading. But you see how pretty the colors? Yes, they're very pretty the way that they match. Now here comes the green. I should have really looked at my swatch shorts before I picked the colors, but that's okay. I like this green. This is called Jasper green. So I like the way the green complements everything. I'm almost thinking of like a reddish orange, but I think because I put so much orange in here, it wouldn't contrast as nicely. See, backgrounds like this, I enjoy coloring. Sometimes I don't enjoy major backgrounds. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes if I'm coloring in a Kirby book, I find Kirby can be a little, what do you call it? A little overwhelming at times for me to color. These colors just really pop. I think this yellow just pops like immensely. I get very satisfied coloring the yellow. You know, yellow can be such a happy color. You know, I play with my pencils. Sometimes I'll play with different sets to see how they work together. Like I find with a lot of pencils work very well with Prismas. I don't think I've ever not had a set that works well with the Prisma. But you have to remember that Prismas are very thin, so they break easily, and so they're meant to really not be a pencil that you straight color most of the time with. What they're really meant to do is be a layer pencil. Now, some people say that I've never had this experience with polychromos that you can blend and layer with them. Now, when I use my polychromos, I tend to use them for straight coloring, not really layering so much, but I know some people who can do a really nice job layering with their pencils. I've not had that experience with polychromos, so that is my experience. With the Holbeins, I have, what I find with these pencils is that I like the grip, like I like with Prismacolor, and I can blend like I can do with Prismacolor. So to me, the Holbeins are like the best of two of what I like about the polys and what I like about the Prismas. Now, sometimes when you blend with Prismas, they have what's called a wax buildup. So you got to be careful how many layers you build in a Prismacolor. Because there could be, like, you see this girl with the snow and everything. This would have made a good winter picture. I was thinking that would have made a good winter picture. I'm using that to hold the page. Sorry, guys, I said that they wanted me to leave my site, but I'm not leaving until I finish. I'm going to try and finish this. I'm brush sharpening the green pencil. Our green pencil needs to be sharpened. I tend to like math a lot. And sometimes I'm in mood colors and I don't do a palette, but this time I think I had a palette in mind. Now, Some people will use the color palette to guide them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually did it today and actually liked the result of it. Why is it that whenever you stream, you hear the fire trucks? Oh. So you see how the picture comes along like it's part of, okay. This is annoying. Sometimes you'll see that I move things to get this to work better. I'm so enjoying this piece, actually. When we're done, we'll put this into. Yes, I do enjoy these colors. I bought a lot of my Holbein's piecemeal originally, and then I bought a set. But I had bought a few colors here and there to see if I would like them. So also someone had gifted me a long time ago my first set of Holbeins, which was a pastel set, which I really like the pastel set a lot. So that encouraged me to try other colors in the set. Like sometimes if you want to try some of the more expensive sets, see if they have smaller sets like small skin tone set, a pastel set, a regular color set, just to see if you like the pencils. And then if you like the pencils, you can also check out to see if the pencils are open stock. I mean, there are so many now. Very nice budget friendly alternatives out there. You've got Colors, you've got Artisans, which I find gimmicky, but that's just my personal opinion on the Artisan products. But there's some people who really like them. The Colors. There's another brand that I like. Oh, Finding the Lost Girl pencils. Very affordable. Black Widows. Which I think right now they're having a sale on them where, what is it, the 72 set of Finding the Lost Girl pencils. It's like $10 on Amazon right now. No, that's a very good deal. They're very good pencil. Like I like them because they're round like this, and they give good pigmentation. Are you going to be able to blend with them? I haven't tried yet to do that, so to each their own. But I just like them because sometimes I just want to color something and fast. And these make me happy to color like this. So, when people watch this back, hi Danielle, how are you? How are you doing? Did you hear Charlotte Flair's returning? Hope all is well. We're almost done with this picture, so we've been streaming for about a good hour and 5 minutes. I know. This is a Korean book I'm coloring. I'm good, on the days that I'm off and I don't have things to do, I tend to, I hope everything is starting to resolve itself for you. I thank God I was not nowhere near that fire area. Although I did see on SNL Dave Chappelle's intro. It was 7 minutes. I laughed my pants off. I thought it was so funny. I mean, he made so many jokes. It was like so just. I'm looking outside right now and it's like really beautiful outside. It looks beautiful, but it's been like really cold here. Like, the mornings are like 40 and then it gets up to like 60 something. So that's cold for California. You have to remember, even though I'm in California now, even though now we don't have the same cold weather, what we get, what do we have to worry about here? Earthquakes and fires, right?
Yeah.
Where are you again, Danielle? I forgot where you live. I no longer have to worry about snow and hurricanes. Well, you still have to worry about hurricanes, but where I am is pretty thing. Oh, you're in Delaware. You're on the East Coast. You weren't that far from where I used to live, right? I lived in New York, so you're on the like in the weird area. So, hi Michelle. We just finished one. We just finished this picture. This is the Korean book. Yeah, this is Girls of the World. Of course, I can never not have an accident. And that's my sharpener that fell. So what we did color today is Girls of the World by Alan J. Young, I think his name is. So we used Schiffer Farbers, Black Widows, Prismas, and Holbeins. So I've been streaming for about a good hour and 8 minutes. So I was talking earlier on in the stream about what I've read a little bit. So let's chat for a little bit. So yeah, what I do here is this one. Yeah. So what we used for the hat is Schiffer Farbens. For the skin tone, I used Black Widows and Holbeins. The eyelids were Schiffer Farber. The green and this orange were Schiffer Farbers. This yellow was Schiffer Farber as well. But the background was done in Holbeins. So that's what we did there. So I was talking about what I recently read for my book clubs. I had next week we're gonna talk about Phantasma, but by Kate Hailey Ray Smith, I think it is her name. So I finished that book and it was really, really good. What I liked about it was the world building. It was she finds herself in a bit of a financial pickle, her and her sister. So they go to Phantasma to compete in this contest. Now Phantasma, that's good to know. So they go on this thing and then they have to go through this contest. And so each level she meets things, but she has to also be the first one to these levels. And then the book takes some interesting twist because there is a bit of a love interest in that, but it's not who you think the love interest is going to be. And then it becomes very obvious, you know? So that was what I read for that. And then I finished Empire of the Vampire by J. Christoph. For the Wednesday book club, which is the fantasy one, they picked the second book to read because I missed the November book club because I wasn't feeling well that day. Just happens that I'm never feeling good. Sometimes I don't feel good, so I didn't go to that one. So then they're reading the second book. So I have already gone through about 100 pages in it's called Empire of the Damned, the second book. So that's the second book in the series. So I've already read 100 books in that. Now, if you like your vampires, like if you like your vampires dark, apocalyptic, bloodthirsty, this is the book for you. I seriously tell you, if you're anti-Twilight, you're going to love Empire of the Damned. Now, don't get me wrong. Twilight is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that it's a bad book. Sometimes we must get rid of those things that are toxic in our lives or people that are toxic. It's much better for your mental health when you get rid of those kinds of people. So then the second book follows what happened at the end of the first book. So it's the way it's kind of told is he's telling his story to one of these vampires. So it's kind of like an Arabian Nights situation. So that's what I'm reading there. And then the third book for Rebecca Yarros is what we'll be reading in what the book club picked for their February read. Since Onyx Storm released today, I pre-ordered the book. So sometime this week, I have to go to the bookstore and pick it up since I ordered it back in October. Yeah, I ordered it that far back. So I have to pick that up, and then I have to read Iron Flame. The book is like almost 600, 700, maybe 800 pages. So think about that. But since I got the first book in hardcover and then I got the second book in hardcover, it only makes sense that I get those 3 books in hardcover by Rebecca Yarros. What is the best way to describe the book? It is considered a romantasy, which is romance and fantasy. It is that their kingdom is at war with another kingdom. They train people to become dragon riders, and there's all kinds of people doing things. Well, you should read the first 2 books. Have you read the first 2 books, Danielle? Because you have to read Fourth Wing, then Iron Flame, and then Onyx Storm. So those are important things to do. You have to read the series in order. So I've read the first book already, so now I'm reading the second book as well. the tropes in that book is dragon riders, wartime general, difficulty with parents, um, enemies to lovers trope in those books. So if you like enemies to lovers, which is a very popular trope in romantasy, but sometimes you get a little. So yeah, you need to read Iron Flame first, then you need to read Onyx Storm. Yeah. But I mean, when you were able to pre-order it, there were all these people saying that they had all these special editions. So Barnes and Noble have a deluxe edition if you pre-ordered. Then Amazon is supposed to have a deluxe edition. I think Target is supposed to have a special edition too. So all these stores were having special editions, which means different covers, or maybe it means fold edges, or maybe it means dragons on the edges. So different things to think about when you do it. You know what I mean? Depends on where you want to get your editions from. But they said, oh, you can only get these special editions if you pre-ordered them. Now, I decided to go with the Barnes & Noble Deluxe Edition when I ordered it, because I ordered it from Barnes & Noble. So that's what I've been reading. So if anybody is interested in that. Have I been diamond painting? Not really. Been looking for a lot of things right now, so I'm glad you got rid of those toxic people, Danielle. So this one is a Korean book. I got this one a while back, so it's one of my older books that I decided to color today, Danielle. So I all hope guys, the people that came in a little late, I hope you guys, this is what the cover looks like. I had to put this on Google Translate, and it said Girls of the World. So if you came late to the stream, remember you can always watch this back. And we've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to help your neighbors out. And some people are having a very difficult time right now. So especially in California, if they were victims of these terrible wildfires, I pray to God that these people are safe and healthy, and that they can hopefully rebuild their lives one day. I tell you, it looks utterly horrible on the news what has happened. So I hope everyone stays safe, stays healthy, and I hope you have enjoyed this stream. And remember, you guys can watch the stream back on my videos. So, and this one is Girls of the World. You can, I think, purchase it on Etsy. I know there were a few Korean books that dropped on Amazon. I'm not sure if this is one of them or not. Yeah, there are a few now Korean books on Amazon. I know they also put some of Momo Girl's books on Amazon. I think maybe the first one and second one, but not the other one. So keep that in mind. Also, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to be good and kind to one another. I love you. Happy coloring. Bye, everybody.